Listener, I'm touring over 30 cities and I'm giving away 2 tickets in every single one of those cities if you go and sign up to get an alert from me right now, okay? Because I know you're going to miss this. Don't miss it. You can either get a text or an email from me just when I'm in your area. Otherwise, I will never bother you. AshleyGavin.com or text TOUR to 1-877-497-0441. Text TOUR to that number. You can go back, repeat it, give it a little repeat. Text TOUR to that number. I will only text you when I'm in town, and you will be eligible to win 2 free tickets. Bring a friend or a piece of merch. And go follow Kate, for fuck's sake, you piece of shit, at the Kate Sisk. And then this episode is so great. She's so funny. You've seen her at the Just for Laughs Festival. Eman El-Husseini, she's such a talented comedian. She tells a story of how she met her wife. It's hilarious and beautiful and unexpected. It's really great. Okay, I hope you enjoy.
My focus was always like, I want to have sex. I'm like satisfied by myself, my friends. I had my life. And I thought that I wanted to have sex with men. And then Jess came on the scene. That was the first time that I was like, oh my God, I'm attracted to this person. Just coming to terms that I'm attracted to her was like a whole thing. You know, I had no idea. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a fling. I've been doing flings with guys all this time. It's so gay, right? It's like, I didn't realize.
Literally your first girl.
But that's what I'm saying. It's so gay and so Muslim. I married my first girl. Traditional Muslim woman. Okay, I also have to warn you that I'm burping a lot because I have digestive issues. I'm just like falling apart. So I hope, do not get older, everybody. That's the problem.
Right?
You cannot.
I have a hip thing.
You have a hip thing? I have, yeah.
If you don't mind my asking, how old are you?
I'm 41. I
That
turned
sucks.
40.
I'm so sorry.
It's terrible. I'm telling you, 39 was like my best birthday.
Yeah.
Because I was really fit. I was going to the gym like 5 days a week. I was killing it. And I've never been a fit person, but it's been just like 3 years of me taking care of my body.
Yeah.
And then I was going to Equinox, which was super fancy and expensive. But I was like, that's what it takes for me to get fit.
Yeah.
But then the freaking owner of Equinox decided to have a fundraiser for Trump.
Are you
So
serious?
I had to boycott. So I had to leave. I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to go back to like gaining weight and being unhealthy for America.
for democracy?
Because-
I will get fat for the right to vote.
That's it. So it's been downhill. And then, you know, the pandemic started right after that. And then I turned 40 and I tried to open a window and it's been just like back problems and digestive
my
issues,
God.
biopsy on my breasts. Like everything has gone wrong.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is
Don't get old.
Don't get old.
Yeah.
And if you can avoid getting old, which I don't think you can, if you can't avoid getting old, which I think is most people, try to get in shape early.
That's what I was going to say. So my hairdresser in Montreal, I was 39. He was like so impressed that I was like in shape, whatever. And he said, you're turning 40. It's so important. Your 40s and 50s are the best years of your life if you're in top shape.
He's done them both
Interesting.
ways.
I mean, this guy is like the hottest guy. First of all, I can't believe he's straight. He's like, he's probably bisexual. He's like a French guy. I feel like he's giving me a lap dance every time I go in and get my hair cut. He's so sexual. He's always like, I want to work from inside of you. I'm like, go for it. Go for it. I'm okay with that. He's like super sexy.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yes.
Let's-
Was it okay that I touched your hair?
You can touch my hair.
Okay.
I have phenomenal hair.
Yeah,
And
it's
I don't
really
think
nice.
We've really had the opportunity to tell the
Yeah.
listener that
But let's talk about
Look
it
at you
because it's
leaning.
very soft. It's like commercial.
Dude,
it could be like a, you know,
this is just
fancy.
drugstore
Pantene.
shampoo.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is crazy.
Like
I have great hair.
Suave?
Pantene.
Yeah, Pantene. Okay, that's a good one.
Is it?
Pantene is like perfect for your kind of hair.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I just go into the
Yeah.
drugstore. I grab the what I'm trying to do is I have this last 2 bottle. I feel guilty. I want to get like some natural, sustainable, so I
Yeah.
don't have to single use plastic.
Yes,
the blah
yes.
blah blah. But
Yeah.
shampoo is the one thing I can't get around. I've used some bar shampoos and they just leave my hair like totally stripped of like.
My scalp is itching just hearing that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, well, it's tree bark. I go and get it. I go to Central Park and I gather up nuts and berries.
You clean yourself the way little birds do. You're just like rubbing yourself in dust and pebbles.
rolling around.
Does it even get oily? It looks so
Oh,
perfect.
of course. I showered yesterday.
Okay.
I don't like showering. I gotta be honest.
I hate showering.
I don't like it either.
Me too.
Does anyone like it?
I think so.
Who?
There's
My
like
sister. My sister showers
Fuck
like
that
8
bitch.
times a day. You know what she did? She's terrible. She's the corrected version. Don't even get me started. She's like a swimmer. She's so healthy. So we went to Barbados together before the pandemic started, obviously. She'd wake up, shower, go for a jog, come home, shower.
Fuck
Oh,
this.
I
Fuck
don't
it.
get
Before
it.
I stand
going
by
to
it.
the beach.
I don't get it.
I was like, we were
That's
there for
insane
4
to me.
days. I think I showered once. And it's like, she forced me to do it. You know?
When the sand is collecting in my asshole,
Yeah.
that's when I'm like, all right, I'll jump in the shower. I have such thick hair; it takes forever
It's
to
amazing.
dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally, if I'm at the beach, I won't shower until I realize that most of my pubes are seaweed. It's like, oh, I didn't think I had red hair.
Well, we're so glad you're here. Thank you. You are, I think, literally the first guest that I've invited that was like, what episode should I listen to?
Yeah. I mean, it's important to like hear what you like because I love the clips that you guys put on all the time. They're always so fun. And I thought it was important because I wanted to like live up to your favorite and beat it if I can.
It was just pure competitiveness.
I'm not even
Well, like we
competitive,
said,
but I
this
got
is the greatest episode that we've ever done.
Yes.
Deciding right now.
You didn't believe that this will be the greatest episode. So now I just have to prove you
I
wrong.
have here's the thing. When I started this podcast, I'd never listened to a comedy podcast.
Really?
I don't listen to comedy podcasts. And I don't understand anything really about podcasting other than like what I've learned
Right.
from doing this, honestly, incredibly effectively. So I think every episode is fun. And not
They are
always
so
the
good.
episodes that I have the most fun on are not necessarily the ones that everyone loves. So
Right.
I
Yes,
don't
it's going to be
really-
different. Yeah.
It's always different.
Sure.
And it depends on the guest. But you're a comedian, and I much prefer. I'm not gonna say that.
You're much
And comedians
over what? Over
are
like
great.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you have like all kinds of people, all
Yeah,
kinds
yeah.
of artists and
Yeah.
sex people.
Yeah.
It's all about
Sex
sex
people
first.
and
Sex people. I just don't know what the politically correct term is.
Me
What do you say?
neither, to
People,
be honest.
people who have sex
People love sex.
for work. Is that bad? Now it's going bad.
No, we've had sex workers on before.
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
sex workers, but also like
Educators,
YouTubers and
advocates,
educators,
YouTubers,
therapists,
influencers,
reality TV stars. I mean, like
actors.
yeah.
Yeah.
So many different types of people. That's one of the reasons I love the podcast.
It's
Yeah.
so cool. But comedians are your favorite.
Yeah, they are my favorite.
They're like, I'm
Best
so
jokes
happy. We have different kinds of people, but
You
comedians.
also don't care if I say something like really offensive.
Right. I mean, I have to warn you that I might be offensive. I don't even.
I would love that.
No, you know, I don't do it on purpose. I don't do it on purpose. But
Most
everybody,
people don't do it on purpose.
everybody's always like, "Oh, you're brown, you're Middle Eastern, you're Muslim, you're gay." I'm like, yeah, but I'm not like woke. Like I'm immigrant. I'm still an immigrant. You know what I mean? I'm like a bit backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like
You heard it here, folks. First, immigrants are backwards.
You heard it here, folks, first.
Is that what I said?
That was the cutest thing.
What did you
It was
say?
backwards. You did it
I
backwards.
did it backwards. I corrupted my own mind.
But like, I get excited about gender reveal parties.
That's, you know what?
And I said that at a comedy show once, and it was like called the Woke Brown Show or something.
Yeah.
And like it just like they cut the
got
the
silent.
connection. Yeah, it was like, guys, I'm the headliner. You just. I thought it was a safe space.
Okay, I will say this. I was walking in the park this past summer, and there was a ton of people all like in a huge group together, and they were like cheering. And so I obviously like looked over to see what happened. And then this huge cloud of blue smoke erupted, and the people just like screamed for joy. And I just started crying.
Yeah.
I just thought it was
Yeah.
so sweet to just, I think what it is the idea of so many people being so excited to take care
Yes.
of this new person together.
Yes.
It's just, there is something moving about it.
And that's when you want to start the forest fire.
Yes, yeah.
You're like another boy.
That's when you gotta detonate the bomb.
That's when you take out the people that you really want to
But
take
so
out.
here's my hot take about gender reveal parties is I think obviously like you don't want to like pigeonhole your kid into a gender like by force. However, baby showers, typically in my experience, a woman thing. the women in the family go.
Right.
And the gender reveal is an everyone thing. So the men in the family and the other children are welcomed in.
I think that my main issue with these things is that I, as a professional woman, don't get any parties for anything that I do, that I accomplish.
Yeah.
And I'm so sick of just the bachelorette party, the baby shower, the gender reveal, the this,
What
the
about
that,
wedding?
the other
A
thing.
wedding? Bachelorette
I have
party?
no prospects. And
Okay.
I love that you're like, 180 people came to see me live on Sunday. Nobody celebrates me.
no one brought me a fucking gift.
People give you gifts all the time.
So what do you like as gifts from your fans?
No,
Let
I'm
them know
not. I'm
to bring
not
you like
getting into this.
flowers and chocolates and I'd like that. I'd like that.
I'm not doing this.
Send
Yes, flowers and
me
chocolates.
some diapers. Send me some diapers for my impending doom.
My impending doom.
Yeah, we'll go for. Well, I think we're warmed up. This
I'm
is
good.
great. But
my tummy hurts from
listener,
laughing.
if you're worried about the gender reveal party, calm the fuck down.
I'm just gonna say I like the parties. I just like a party, and I'm not saying like the kid has to like stick to that gender. If that's not, it's just let me know what's
can
happening
also
now.
name
and
reveal
then,
parties.
Okay, so I performed.
name is huge too.
I performed
love
at
that.
a name reveal.
Where you would just always have it be genderless. A gender reveal party is just every single time they're like non-binary. Every single time, just to have the party.
It's just gray smoke. You can actually use just a regular bomb. I performed at a name reveal, and I thought it was very thoughtful. And it is so exciting. Like, that's some primo information.
Yeah.
You know? That's like, I think it's more exciting. than-
Also, with boy versus girl, you're always just going to get a very happy reaction. With a name reveal, some people might be disappointed.
It's true.
And that's the drama I want to see. Albert! You named a baby Albert? In 2020, Albert! What are we going to call him, Bert? Like from Mary fucking Poppins? What the fuck? Yo, you just fucking spiked that joke down. You fucking spiked it.
What was the name at your name reveal? Can you reveal what
The
name they
baby-
chose?
The baby is born, so I think I can, right? Kwame.
Kwame.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's a nice name.
I thought you said corn maze.
What?
And I was like, I hope people got mad about that. Anyway.
Yes.
We are in the apartment. We're having gay sex. We're having gay sex with a great comedian. I've had her on my show. She is very, very funny. She is restarting a very popular podcast via the BBC called, can you say the name again?
Comedians versus the news.
Called Comedians versus the News.
That's how you have to say it. Comedians versus the news.
Comedians versus the News.
Thank
Eman
you. Yes.
El-Husseini. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're glad that you're here. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yes.
I'm and now we do intros. Well, I guess I don't know. I got the intros in super. Usually I wait till about minute 45 to do to do the intro. So I'm booking it today. I'm doing great today.
Yeah,
You have a
for it.
good week?
Not really. Like my health really sucks. So
Yeah.
as I was saying, I was really like prime health in 2019. Then the pandemic started and Trump started, and I've just been like feeling so badly, taking terrible medication.
I love that we're going back. I was like, did you have a good week?
Yeah.
And you're like, the past 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
this
how
whole
you know
thing.
you're older.
Yeah.
I think that's everyone's answers these days, to be fair. How was your week? Well, the coronavirus started in November of 2019.
I mean, it was decent. I guess it was decent. I have a cute puppy, and I love my wife.
Oh my gosh,
so
what kind of puppy?
Cavapoo.
Tiny.
Tiny, 10 pounds. She's so
Cavalier.
Cavalier, King Charles Spaniel, mixed with poodle.
That sounds like an expensive dog.
It is. I'm not gonna lie.
Where do you
See, with me, for dogs and money, it's like portions at a restaurant. Like, if I'm paying a lot of money, better be a big-ass dog. Like, I'll shell out for, like, a St. Bernard, but a little thing, I'm just getting a weird freaking
But you don't want to keep them in the apartment, in
Oh,
a New
that's true,
York
that's true.
apartment, a big dog. Although everybody in my building has like Great Danes and German Shepherds, and like
Yeah.
she's the tiniest one.
Apparently, this is not the case with German Shepherds, but apparently Great Danes don't actually need that much.
It's true. I
exercise.
heard the same thing.
They're like big old lazy fucks.
Yeah,
That's really funny.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
They're so big.
Yeah.
they're so
I like
big.
that they look like deer. You
Little
know,
bit. I
they
can see
kind of
that.
look like if you saw them in the forest, you'd be like,
It's a deer. Oh, no.
yeah,
Great
it's
Dane.
a great
Your
Dane.
dog is so cute.
She really is.
She's like the cutest.
What's
we
her
really
name?
lucked out. Esther Honey, El-Husseini. She got my last name.
How'd you
Because if we were
negotiate
gonna-
for that one?
So we did, my wife and I said if we were to have children, they should have her Jewish last name, easier life in New York. Let's be honest. You know, we travel a lot. El-Husseini at the airport, not good. But with a dog, she's so cute. Nobody's
know
going
your
to
place in the
discriminate. You know what I
family.
mean? I really do. This is the thing. So I wanted to, this is how much I know my place. I decided to learn how to ski for my wife. Because I'm like, what if we have children?
That's
you know?
so great that you're trying to
Yeah.
assimilate to white culture.
I'm trying. You know why? It's just because I'm like, if we go skiing and I can't ski, and you go up there with the kids, everybody's gonna think I'm the help waiting for you guys down there.
God.
You know, while you guys are up there skiing.
She's not wrong.
You know what I'm
Have
saying?
you been skiing recently? She's not wrong.
Okay, wait, but you lived in Canada for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't learn how to ski when you were there?
No, I tried skating. I hate the winter. I'm meant to be in the desert.
yeah, okay, fair.
I mean, I don't know if you guys could tell now that it's colder, I'm turning olive green. That's what happens to me. I turn green. It's really disgusting. I put on a bit of makeup to hide that fact, but I think the ring light can show you that it's
I'm
it's
so
not
sorry.
good. My skin becomes like the
Our
color of your
producer
eyes.
he's
I
a
just
white man.
noticed.
He did this on purpose to you.
Yes. I know. I'm like, why'd you put me in the focus?
Oh, so you started learning how to ski?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was terrible, you guys, because well, actually, the fun part was that I took a class and it was very international. Everybody was such a fun character, not character.
Took is a skiing class?
Skiing class in Vancouver, Whistler, Vancouver. My wife went with a friend to ski up there. So I go to my class. It's like Bunny Hill. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys ski or anything.
Yeah.
You do. White people. You just... but my
I
class...
gotta say, I am itching not to interrupt during this skiing segment. I want to talk about skiing so
I want to hear
bad
about it
right now.
Are you guys like good? You're into it? You love it?
I'm an excellent
love it.
skier.
Are you? So Jess, my wife was a ski racer. Is that a
Cool.
thing?
Yeah.
Racing
I did
and
some
skis?
racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and taught
That's
also.
cool.
I also
Yeah,
did
she's
some
so athletic. You guys should ski together, I guess, because we're not going to anymore. Even if we have
I would
children,
love to steal
I
your
would
kids.
want. Yeah, exactly. You guys could go up there like a happy family, and I'll make sandwiches downstairs, waiting for you. But I had so much fun in the class. It was like me, a Chinese guy who didn't speak English, a Latino woman who must have been like in her
I
late
love
50s.
that all the brown spouses of the white people are
Yeah,
in this
exactly.
fucking class.
And this ex-cop who was like from the Bronx or something. I mean, and our teacher was like British.
And of course,
It was such a
lower
sitcom.
class white.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Ethnic people, lower class whites. We had the best day. But then my wife is like so excited. She's a pro. She's like, oh my God, I saw you on the Bunny Hill. You're amazing. Let's go. I'm going to take you.
Oh,
I'm like, no,
no.
I need a second class. I
Yeah.
know myself. But she's
Baby
like, I
steps.
believe in you. Let's go up there. Dude.
Yeah.
And of course, so I fell like 8 times.
Yeah.
You know, because you're like, I'm trying to point the fucking skis, but it's not working. I'm just
Right.
like rolling
Yeah.
down.
Oh.
And finally, I just took off my skis, gave them to her, and started walking down the hill. But we were really far up
you
there.
walked down?
Yeah, but then she's like, I could take you down between my legs. I'm like, do not talk to me. You know, and then I love redheads so much, and this like sexy instructor, redheaded guy.
Yeah. Are you bisexual?
So I mean, I guess we'll get into it.
Okay.
So he sees me going down, and he's obviously clearly sees that I'm pissed off at Jess and I don't want to talk to her. So he comes and he's like, why don't you come between my legs? And I'm like, I'm there. And then, yeah. And I really like hugged him tight while looking at her. Just,
Ski-cucking her?
yeah.
Ski-Cucking.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
That's
great.
so funny.
Yeah.
And redhead cucking.
I love redheads.
Because she has red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has
Yeah,
nice
I was
hair.
going to say, do you consider her blonde or
A
or
redhead. No, the
think she's a redhead.
freckles. She's like
Yeah.
such a redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. Let's do the intros. I think
Oh, yeah.
we're very
so
warmed up.
because we have to find out where I am in the box, right? Like in
Yes. we have to pigeonhole
put
you.
me in the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
So copy the format. I am Ashley Gavin, cis gay, white woman, she, her pronouns. Weekly show in New York City, and I'm coming to Washington, D.C. AshleyGavin.com for all of those things. Kate's got a monthly show. Go check out that on her Instagram, the Kate Sisk. As always,
Yes.
the cancel coach to keep me from getting canceled. I'm thinking of a ski reference. To keep me from getting canceled. No ski poles to be found on this one. It's Kate Sisk.
Hey everybody, it's me, Kate Sis, the cancel coach, the fat in the chat. I am a white, bisexual, lesbian dyke. I refuse the box. And I'm gender non-conforming, any pronouns. My gender of the week, as submitted by the listeners, is Wally the Green Monster, the Red Sox mascot, which I loved. Thank you.
Ah.
It's fucking gay.
I saw the F forming on your lips.
I'm clinging to this show for dear life. Okay? Personally, I think all gay people should be allowed to use that word, but I'm clinging to this show for dear life. So this is Patreon exclusive, even me saying that I'm clinging to this show for dear life. Listener, write in. Do you think I can say that word? Will you stop listening to me if I do?
I do, and here's why. Because all different kinds of gay people got burned.
Yes. I've also been called that word.
And that, too.
I feel that experience.
I've been called both the words as
I've
well.
also felt the fear of God when my male gay friends got called that word in high school.
Yeah.
Like, even though it was he was in so much more danger than I was, like...
It's like, I'm next. kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I shook. Anyway, this was a weird deviation. Do you mind doing your intros?
Yes. Okay. So you guys have to help me with this because do I say, okay, Eman El-Husseini?
Yeah.
She, her highness. Does that work?
Yeah.
That works.
And do I say cis, Middle Eastern, bisexual,
Question mark?
lesbian,
Yeah.
Sounds
woman,
good to me.
Yeah.
married?
Yeah. Married to another great comedian, Jess Solomon, who's going to be on this show this week.
Oh,
by the way.
nice.
Yeah, and we'll have you on, obviously, and we'll have her on the podcast.
The list was true.
Yeah.
You guys could ask her about the skiing.
We could.
And you guys could talk in ski
She'd be
terms
like, I
since
got
you're all
cheated on.
white skiing.
I got cheated on.
White skiing stuff. I don't know, white skiing topics. I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The moguls,
Moguls.
hot chocolate,
Yeah.
sitting by the fire.
Right.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
I did have gay sex this week.
Okay.
I am. Oh, and feel free to interrupt at any time.
Okay.
We are.
I feel like I have been.
You've got it. You've got
Yeah,
it down. This
yeah.
is the other thing about like other types of guests. They're so polite, and
Yeah.
I'm just comedianing it up. You're better than I am. I fully disregard any kind of politeness and formality. But I love to be interrupted. And riff. But so
we don't talk about horoscopes because that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
identity
Oh, I'm a
I'm
Scorpio.
so
Yeah,
into.
we
I
do.
love Scorpios. You too?
No, I'm an Aquarius.
Aquarius,
we
great
still don't know
sign.
the full. Do
I
we
don't know the full
yet?
thing. No. Nobody will tell me what
This
time I
is
was
like
born.
the Pony Express getting the results.
Somebody sent me on the website and they were like, type it in here. And I was like, I don't have the base information.
Yeah, everybody wants to know when you're born to do
Yeah.
like ascendant sign too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, I'm happy with just your sun signs.
Yeah,
Great.
Aquarius.
I don't know anything else.
What are you?
What are you?
I can't believe you guys have to ask.
A
I'm
Pisces.
so sorry.
No.
Leo.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh,
I feel like
Thank you.
so many comedians are one of three signs.
really?
I think mostly Sagittarius and Leo.
You don't think there's a lot of Scorpios?
I think there's a lot of Scorpios too.
Yeah.
I would put us in third. So
Sex, gay sex.
some background for you.
Yes.
I got out of a really cool, good relationship, and I'm old
How
as
long?
fuck. A year and a half.
Okay.
Logistical. She was younger than I am, 8 years younger than I am. I was like, I want to get married. She was like, I want to be 25 and dress up.
So you
as a
do want to
slutty
get
cat.
married. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
You're
almost like-
married.
I'm engaged. Yeah,
Engaged.
yeah.
Very
I didn't
nice.
finish that sentence. Dress up as a slutty cat during Halloween. I don't want anyone to think that Jen's out there just dressing up as a slutty cat on a Wednesday.
Okay, wait. You're almost at that magic number of time that's half of the time you were together, which people say that's how long it takes to get over someone.
I don't know that I'm over her, but I'm feeling feelings.
Yeah.
and doing okay. And I would like to meet someone around my age who's ready. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
I've been struggling to find people my age and older on Hinge because,
Yeah.
you know, everyone's wifed up, you know? So it's a lot of younger people. And I saw a 31-year-old and I was stoked. I was like, okay, she's kind of cute. And then I read her profile and it said, someone else who believes in the dignity of work or something like that. And I was just like, you fucking suck. I do not want to date someone who's talking about the dignity of
work.
Oh, not work, not even work. She said labor. I was
Oh.
like, you're a fucking weirdo.
What did she mean?
What does
by
she
it?
do?
I don't know.
Okay, you didn't want to talk.
I
You were
think
like,
she
you
wa- I
saw
think
that
she-
and you're like, forget
I
it.
was just like too serious. Like, calm the fuck
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But whatever. So
A weird time
Be
to
funny
be a
in your-
lesbian claiming to be pro-capitalist.
I didn't understand what it
I don't
meant.
know why it would be.
I think it just
maybe
meant, I
maybe
didn't
I'm
think it was like a
misunderstanding
capitalism
it.
thing. I think it was like I love my job type of thing. Like
Oh.
she wanted a fellow professional, but I was like, this is too much. You know
Okay,
when someone's like
got it.
been wronged
yeah.
and they
yeah.
got it in their profile, they're like, no liars! Like in the That's what this felt like. Like she dated a lot of unemployed lesbians. Hey, no thumbs in my butt. That's what it felt like to me.
Okay.
So
I
I've been
gotcha.
searching and I'm having trouble. And I met a woman a while ago that I really liked. And she's like perfect. But the thing is that she had a primary partner.
Oh.
But
I can't do that shit.
I found out this week. Well, Kate knows who this person is. And the listeners know who this person is. Because she
Oh
was a
my
guest on the
God.
podcast.
She's
so
She's
can
like,
you tell me, am I the
she's-
only one who's not supposed
so,
to know who it
yeah,
is?
I'll pull it up.
Single?
She's like a famous sex therapist.
Ooh.
Look how
Holy
hot she
moly.
is. She's
wow.
just my type.
Wow. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Well, she texts
Gorgeous.
me. She's single.
This is incredible news.
She broke up with her partner.
How long were they together? I like to know
Very
every
long.
detail.
Yeah,
I'm just
this
warning
is perfect
you.
because
I want to ask.
There's
I'm
no
going to
gay
ask
sex
every
story.
question.
We're going on a date on Friday, and I am mentally preparing myself for this date because I believe it could be the most important date of my entire life.
Yes.
And I had to cancel our last one because I got the booster, and I felt like shit.
Yeah, you looked like shit too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I just mean you made the right call.
When did you see me and I looked like shit at the
you
show?
were still coming to a show despite being ill, and I was like, "What are you
that
doing?"
night. Yes, I had problems.
It was like 11 at night. I was like, "You should be in bed."
Yeah, I didn't expect it to hit that fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's been on the podcast. She's very funny. She's very smart. She's a huge successful business. She like understands the public life. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I may love her a little.
Yes.
But because she was with her partner, we like never touched. It's the gayest shit you've ever seen. We would hang out and just make eye contact and have deep emotional conversations,
Right.
but never touch.
So why did they break up for you?
No, I didn't make a move. And in my mind,
so they were open, and then
Always.
she closed it
They
when she was about to go on a date with Ashley. They literally closed their relationship the day before,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
so now I don't think they opened up again.
there's just been bananas
They just
sexual tension for months.
completely
Yeah.
broke up. Well, so this is interesting.
Okay, so the date is when? And can Kate
It's
and I
Friday.
be there?
It's actually
We'll be
on
watching from the bar.
Patreon exclusive. Patreon.com/WHGS. Watch.
We'll
me
have
and
our like
Casey
camera
have
pros
sex.
and just like
So here's why I'm
selling
nervous.
tickets to the restaurant next door.
Here's why I'm nervous. I'm nervous for two reasons. One, I never thought this was going to be real.
Yeah.
Based on what she said about this relationship, I really did not think this was coming anytime soon.
Yeah.
She played by the rules. There was no funny business. There was just a fuck ton of eye contact and giggling. And like, that's all it was. And she treated me I was way more forward about how I felt than she could be, I think. And so I don't even really know what her feelings are. I know she likes me.
Yeah.
But I have no idea how much she likes me.
yeah.
And
Right.
I'm scared. And I
Yeah.
know she's been different towards me. Like, I'm going to be going on a real date with her. And I
Yeah.
really only know the very,
Right. Those boundaries that were there before
Yeah.
aren't going to be there.
yeah. And I'm terrified. I'm also terrified because it feels like we were like Mormons waiting to have sex till marriage. Now I'm like, oh my God, I'm like really fucking like this person. I've never kissed her.
Yeah.
I've never touched her.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. This is so exciting. I'm getting butterflies for you.
I'm so
And I didn't realize, I think my impression of you was always like that you were a player and had like 8 different girlfriends. I don't know why. That's the assumption
I'm a
I
little
made. And now you're like,
bitch.
I want to be in love and
Oh,
married.
Dude, I am such a simp.
Yeah.
I know I give that impression on stage.
Oh, is it like?
I've
Are you
also
a
been a
different
huge
persona?
And yeah, you've been
or
like,
you were like that for a while, and now you're.
No, I did 10 years of serial monogamy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I had like a very brief little slut phase, and then I met my ex-girlfriend, and then now I'm in another little brief little slut. But I'm really truly a little simp.
I always thought like Kate was the serious monogamy, with the same, and you were more of a player.
No, I'm better than Kate in every way.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, Kate is the more,
I'll be
Beyonce.
so furious if you get married before we do.
Because you guys have been together for a long time.
Yeah.
What's taking so
I think
long?
there's a chance that might
What are you
happen.
waiting for?
Well, so it was a philosophical argument at first that she like didn't see the point to getting married, and it was something that I wanted. And so then we like kind of settled on a definition of marriage that worked
This is really
for both
weird.
of us. Why?
Because it's right in your crotch area.
Oh, you petting my pussy?
Petting my cat.
But now it's just a matter of like, we didn't want to rush right into wedding planning, especially while like COVID is still happening and everything. But I'm thinking we might get married on our 10th anniversary.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think plenty of people wait like 2 years of engagement. It's very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's the eight.
what
the
do you
eight
think?
leading up to.
What do you think I should do, and what do you think I should be aware of going
I'm just
into this?
so excited for you because you're obviously attracted to this person, and
I'm
they seem to
obsessed with
be attracted to you. And I'm just like remembering when my wife and I met and how exciting that is. Like just like a touch like this, I'd get goosebumps, and
Yeah.
it's just going to be the greatest makeout session.
I'm so worried. I'm overwhelmed.
Do you think you think you'll go all the way from the first night because you guys have wanted
I
each
actually
other
think
for a
I want
while?
to pump the brakes because I'm so.
This is how much you're into
you want to
it.
build
Yeah.
up the tension more?
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm so intimidated by her.
I just
Yeah.
love the idea of you putting off any physical contact like for a long time until you're just so in love with her that she touches your clit and you like scream come. Wait, can I be vulnerable for a second?
She just like licks my nipple. I'm like, oh,
You're done.
Can I be-
Yes, tell us.
Okay, so there was a time in my life where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like jack off at all, and I wasn't hooking up with anyone, and I was just like very single in the.
man, Kate. You were in no fap on Reddit. You were in no fap on Reddit.
No, it was way more. To be honest, it was way more shame filled about being queer, and I was pretty young, and I watched. Oh my God, I can't believe I started telling this story. I watched a music video with the Pussycat Dolls.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, oh, I gotta.
Yep, you got a fap.
No. I was like, I gotta take a shit. And so I went and I took a shit. And then when I wiped, I came.
Are you fucking
No! Wow. That's the greatest story ever. What song was the video? Do you remember what song? Buttons! Buttons. Oh my God.
Wow. Oh, my story fucking blows. I'm talking about true love, and you're like, one time I wiped my ass and I came from it. Wow, we really flipped on this episode, man. Anyway, that's my gay sex from this week, and I will update you.
Okay.
Listener, once again, I'm touring over 30 cities. Don't miss when I come to your city. Go to ashleygavin.com or text TOUR to 877-497-0441. Text TOUR to that number. I will only email you or text you when I'm in your city. And I'm giving away 2 tickets in every city to people who sign up and 10 pieces of merch if you go and sign up right now. Oh, and of course the Patreon, where you already get free tickets because you're a patron. Patreon.com/WHGS. Eman, did you have gay sex this week?
I mean, my wife and I are very affectionate. Cuddling is like lesbian sex practically. You know what I mean?
That's true.
In some cultures.
Canonically.
we're very, very affectionate, but with my back issues, I sound like such an old person. It's
really
like
do.
so hard to look at how I'm sitting. This must be so unflattering right now, but
I actually think it looks kind of youthful.
is it good?
Yeah.
But see how like I'm really not flexible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look, I can't.
My
I
right
can't.
one, I lost to soccer. My left leg can go down all the way, and my right one just, I can't do that.
No, it's so bad. So it's just I'm always so afraid that I'm going to hurt myself.
Show off.
Is this good?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. Yeah, bitches. Look at me in my butterfly stretch. You will bottoms.
But that's it. Yeah, lots of cuddling, affection. I just get like worried about going all the way and pulling another muscle until I
Really?
get better.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, we've had sex and stuff. It's just this week it started acting up again. I think I'm just like trying to work out again, getting on the Peloton, you know, getting doing some sessions with a private trainer, Pilates, whatever, and it started acting up.
Mood and just keeps you like your energy levels and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of like
Of sex?
for the
Or no?
exercising
Exercise
for your
also.
brain.
It's so
and
good for you.
Your relationship and like that kind of stuff.
And
not
sex
for your
is
body.
so amazing for me because I'm not a flexible person. But whenever we have sex, I get like more loose and good.
Are you
and
serious?
it's just,
There
I
must be a
swear,
science to
there
that.
has to be something.
I constrict.
Really?
I tense up, and then the next day I can barely walk.
I'm the opposite. Oh my
so
God.
old, my legs get sore because I tense up.
What are you scared about? What are you tensing up about?
I don't want to be Polly with Casey. I just wanted to be mine.
Oh my God, so good.
Every time I come, historically, I'm like, who's Casey? Why do I love her so much?
We're back to the love.
Okay, well, how long have you been? Oh, sorry, go on.
No, that's it.
How long have you been married to Jess? I've only ever known you guys.
Married, right?
Yeah.
6 years.
Okay.
Married, 10 years, almost 11 years together, and almost 7 years married.
Did you meet? We've had so few married guests.
I guess I didn't realize
Frankie.
that. Mm-hmm.
That's really it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where did you get married?
Yeah, well, yeah.
In Toronto, which sucks because we're from Montreal and we don't like Toronto, but we had to do it in Toronto because it would be a lot quicker. So in Canada, because we come from the French part, the marriage stuff does like in Quebec is both French and English, and the French laws are really archaic.
Makes the weddings really long.
Yeah.
Just quicker in Toronto.
It is,
That was not
exactly. Like
worth it.
Anglos are just like, let's get to it. But we were worried because Jess had a psychotic ex, and in Quebec, like somebody could show up to your wedding and be like, I object this marriage, and they would take it under consideration, which was so
Are you
nice. I
serious?
swear to God.
A woman?
Yeah. I know.
Wait, that's so funny. People can just do that to someone's
Well,
wedding?
I mean, if people remember to do that, but that's like under the law, that's what
Yeah.
it is. And it takes a lot longer.
Lesbians, no wonder lesbians can't get married in Montreal.
No,
There's
they
too many
do.
crazy
They do.
exes.
No, we've had legalized marriage. It's just Jess's psychotic ex.
I just mean, look,
A
let's
lot
not
of jealous ex-girlfriends.
There's just a lot of jealous ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
That is like the
Also
most
a
French
man-
thing I've ever heard. Just being like, I protest. I have a gripe with them. They shall not be married until you put it on the review.
I
it's
also-
a terrible accent.
It's okay.
It's actually pretty good.
I also think that it would happen more often with lesbian couples because like a dude, like a straight woman is just too good to give their ex-boyfriend the satisfaction of ruining their wedding. And an ex-boyfriend would just never be able to facilitate those plans.
He doesn't have a calendar to write
Right,
it down.
exactly. He didn't get the invitation. He would have no fucking idea where to go.
But a scheming lesbian parks her U-Haul outside and says, "Change your mind, baby."
So you guys were really genuinely worried about that.
Yeah, and it was faster, and we were worried. So it was
Yeah.
two things. And so we got married in Toronto, and it was terrible actually because
Oh, no.
Jess's father passed away like 2 months before. I'm hoping it's not our wedding that
that's
killed
so
him.
hard. Oh.
And it's just so hard, and she's so close to him, and he was
Was it because
the coolest.
one of you guys have you've done a lot of work together on the fact that like you're Palestinian
And she's Jewish. So none of our families are not excited about this, and they're still not after all these years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I mean, she was crying the entire time during the ceremony, and I wanted we wanted to have a small thing because we're like, we don't care about Toronto. We're going to have a party in Montreal with everybody that we care about.
Yeah.
Let's do it in Toronto. But my friends, so the difference between Jess and I mean, we have so many things that are not similar, but one of the main things is that I grew up with my friends. Like I grew up in the suburbs. My friends from, you know, when I was little until now are the same.
Yeah.
And she's had different lives. You know, she was a war crimes lawyer. She went to American college. She has like,
she's an incredibly fascinating person.
she really is.
Yeah.
I told my friends that I'm getting married. I'm like, but we don't want anybody to come. Just like my sister, Jess's sister, and that's it.
And
We'll
they were
make it
like,
small.
what?
They're like, fuck that. They got into the car and like drove from Montreal to Toronto. And it was like upsetting for her because she's like, this is not what it, anyway. So she's crying the entire time. Her father died 2 months ago. My friends invited themselves to our wedding that we don't want to have. So it was my makeup was terrible. That's another thing. So can I tell you?
Who did your makeup?
This
your
guy-
makeup. I'm so fucking gay. I was like, your
makeup.
I was like, is this a vow in Canada that I don't understand? Is this a Palestinian thing?
So I went to this makeup artist the morning of our wedding, and he told me that he worked on one of Madonna's concerts, one of her tours, and I'm a huge Madonna fan.
Yeah, who is it?
So I was like, do whatever you want to my face. I was like, I give you, this is insane. Just tell me everything about Madonna. He was just like, and it was all like terrible
As much
things.
makeup
He's like,
as possible.
she's
Keep
such a bitch. You know, like he's not telling me anything like good. He's saying how like when anybody on tour with her, like makeup artist or stylist or whatever, if she like walks down the hallway, you have to like stick yourself to the wall until she like passes through.
Oh my God,
like
she's one
really
of
terrible
those.
things. And
I
I was
love
like,
how
go.
he was like fucking up your dreams about Madonna and also fucking up your face.
My makeup was so bad. Oh my God. And I'm one of those people. It's like, I'm not naturally pretty. I need makeup. You know what I mean? Like makeup is so important. Thank you. That's so sweet. It's because I'm wearing makeup. So, I mean, guys, I was like a pumpkin. I was like completely orange. And then he gave me really thick eyebrows. And when you're Middle Eastern, that just makes you look evil. You know, you can't like... And my wife is crying in every picture. So it looks like I'm holding her hostage. It was a nightmare.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Was the party fun?
Well, so you know what they say?
We had a nice brunch, and everybody, you know, of course she
nice.
felt better, and
Yeah.
you know,
bad,
it was good.
bad wedding, happy marriage.
They say that?
They say that.
I don't really want a wedding.
That's okay.
They're so fun. Do it. No, I know. Like, and you don't have to do it like traditional.
Okay.
You don't have to do a
Let
traditional
me call
thing.
Casey.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to go traditional. You don't have to do tuxedos or white dress. You can make it, you know, like when we had our party in Montreal, it was like cocktail dresses, whatever you want to wear.
Yeah.
Very casual. It was like more of like a celebration or a party.
Yeah, I would have a small party.
You know, you're talking about how like no, you don't celebrate anything, and now all of a sudden you don't want a wedding.
No, I want people to throw me a wedding for this podcast.
Oh
That's
my
what I
gosh.
want.
So
It's
you
for
want them
you
to
too,
plan your?
Kate.
Telling me you want to get married to your work?
I want to get married to my work. Yeah.
I mean, you should go back on Hinge for that labor person, because it sounds like
I don't want to be with you, but can you officiate my wedding to my job?
I'm just saying we don't have a lot of big celebrations for the powerful women in gay sex media.
The Grammys, the Emmys, the Oscars.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm on the fucking internet doing this all my goddamn self, okay? TikTok won't even put me on the front page.
All right, do you want to have a big party for the 100th episode?
Yes. But unfortunately,
Alex?
we already have a holiday one scheduled. And this episode will come out after the 100th episode. So you missed out. Sorry.
What is it about weddings that you don't like?
Just so expensive. I'd rather
So
buy a house
expensive.
or go on a honeymoon.
Yep.
I think that would be my preference. Also, I can't dance.
Yeah. Oh, me neither.
It's
Get
fun,
belly
though.
dancers. That's what I did.
Really?
I really
Smart.
can't dance. Like I
No,
get,
I'm pretty bad. I'm like good chair dancer, but like if the legs are involved, it's a disaster. Yeah. And like my shoulders are good, but the legs.
See,
it's
that's
not.
the oldest sentence you've said today.
I know.
I'll sit in my chair and move my shoulders.
yeah.
How did you guys meet? Did you meet doing comedy?
We did. So we were like friends for 2 years before anything romantic
didn't
happened.
know that.
Yeah. And that's when I was
Oh my
I
God.
thought that I was
Did you love her the
straight.
way that I love,
No, not at
Someone?
all. Not even a bit. I don't like people at all. Like in general.
including your wife?
Yeah, no, I'm not
You're
like,
like, I hate everybody.
I'm a good, you know, I like people, but like small doses. I get annoyed
Yeah.
so quickly. You
How
know,
are we
I
doing?
like, you guys are awesome.
Great.
I mean, listen, I showered
For
after
20 more
Pilates, grabbed pizza. pizza and sweated, and I'm still having so much fun. So dating was really hard for me. My focus was always like, I want to have sex. I'm like satisfied by myself, my friends. I had my life. I wasn't missing love, but I was like, I just need to have sex. And I thought that I wanted to have sex with men, and had like one night stands, and was like a party girl, worked the comedy scene. I was the bartender.
You were doing comedy too?
And I started by bartending, and then I started doing stand-up.
Wow, I feel like that's so rare.
It took me a while. Well, I knew that I wanted to be a comedian, but first of all, I didn't think you could be a comedian unless you were already a celebrity.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I'm like, who wants to listen to strangers? Like, say, but I could see the
actually,
appeal.
nobody.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I can barely watch comedy, but when I was younger, I was like renting all these like Blockbuster videos with all the stand-ups, and they were all famous, you know,
Yeah.
Ellen and Monique and Wanda Sykes and all of that.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I hated university. I kept switching programs. I didn't like anything. I mean, I like loved reading, but I didn't want to commit to a major. So I got a job at the comedy club around the corner from my college. Yeah, I bartended for a year and a half, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. And then got on stage, and I would sometimes get on stage and like go back to like waitressing,
Yeah.
you know? And then Jess came on the scene 2 years after I started, and I thought she was absolutely insane to leave a career in international law for the United Nations. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm Palestinian. So I'm like, oh, they hired a spy. Like now they know that I'm like, my career is taking off a little bit. I'm not just an open micer anymore. I'm getting paid spots on weekends. Israel was notified, and they sent her to ruin my career.
Do you do this as a bit?
I mean, I mention it sometimes.
Dude, that's
It's better in like in
great bit.
conversation. Thank you.
So funny.
So, but yeah, and I mean, I didn't care because I thought I was straight. I didn't even like look at her. I mean, I definitely love redheads in general. They're rare. I love, but I didn't think that I was attracted
Rare,
to her.
valuable.
Well, they're
Right
like
on the black market.
gems,
Great
you
trade
know?
value.
They're so, anyway. And she speaks with a very low voice. Like she talks a lot, but with a very low voice. So
Yeah.
whenever and we're always in comedy clubs or bars, whatever. And every time she'd like walk over to like say hi, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to talk my ear off. I'm not going to hear a word, Like I can't.
You fully hated Jess.
I didn't hate her,
spy.
but no, she was so sweet. But I was like, what the fuck? I just have to like nod, for half an hour. Anyway. And then
So funny.
and I'm like, I'm somebody I never really wanted to like mix friends and comedy and whatever.
Yeah.
But she was so sweet. So we only got to know each other better like 2 years in. I put on this like big show for Jews and Jewish and Muslim comedians in Montreal, and we got so much media attention. I just wanted to see, because like Jews and Muslims hate each other, Jews and Palestinians hate each other. And I don't know if you heard, but so I was like, but on the comedy scene, they're so drawn to each other. I'm like, if we're given the opportunity to like be exposed to each other.
Yeah.
So I put on the show. We got so much media attention. It was the first time that her and I went out for lunch. And I heard what she said because it was daytime and it was like not loud
quiet.
and I could hear,
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this person's so fascinating. I mean,
Yeah.
her stories were so fun. And I was like, I feel like that was the first time that I was like, oh my God, I'm attracted to this person.
Yeah.
And just coming to terms that I'm attracted to her was like a whole thing. Cause I'm like, I always thought that I was straight. I grew up in the suburbs. My parents are Middle Eastern. I had no idea. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a fling. I could do a fling. I've been doing flings with guys all this time because I haven't had a relationship ever.
This is so gay.
It's so gay, right? It's like I didn't
Literally
realize.
your first girl.
But that's what I'm saying. It's so gay and so Muslim at the same time. I married my first girl. Traditional Muslim woman.
Did you remind your parents of that?
I tried. They didn't laugh at all. They did not laugh at all. But that's the thing. I was like, I can't believe I have a crush on this person. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just have it. It's going to be a fling. But, lesbians, you kiss once and it's like, forget it.
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm rooting for you. I hope it works out
Thanks.
that way. But yeah, and I never got sick of her. Like I'd get sick of my friends. We'd have like parties at my house and then in my own place and I'll like get up and go to bed because I'm like, I've had enough.
I'm done.
I like turn the lights off and I'm like, you guys could could leave if you want.
Let
They'd still
yourself
stay.
out.
You know, and I never got annoyed. And we've been together. It's going to be 11 years. And I'm like, I'm still not sick of her. Like, she left tonight to go with her. I don't know if you guys know Deanne Smith. They're an amazing comedian.
I love Deanne.
They're best friends. And Deanne's grandmother passed away.
Yes, she had to cancel on the last show.
Right. So Jess went to be with them, and she was leaving, and I'm like, oh, I miss you. But maybe that's like codependence. I don't know. But it's like crazy to be together for such a long time.
I don't think that sounds like codependence.
It's just, she's really the first person in my entire life, and I'm like including my family, my friends, and people that I love so much that I never got sick of. Like even when we fight, I'll like leave the house angry, and I'm like, oh, I kind of miss her.
Oh,
you know, it's so bad. I'm such a loser now.
No, I think it's beautiful.
No,
I
think that's really nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That made me like very happy inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, one day. Well, thank you for sharing. We're gonna go to Kate. Kate, did you have gay sex this week?
My gay sex this week is a finger blast from the past, baby.
Ooh.
It's a story from when I studied abroad, which is like the most obnoxious type of story one can tell. But
was it in France by any chance?
No.
That accent?
Where did you study abroad? I don't think we've ever talked
in
about
Spain for my Spanish major.
Oh, cool.
Where?
I was in Sevilla. Part
Nice.
of me wishes that I had just gone to Puerto Rico.
To stay in America?
No, just I had been.
Kate's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Are
Like,
you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like
I
my
just don't
wife.
look at
You
it.
know that Jess is half Peruvian.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know.
Yeah, so similar.
Yeah.
So I had been to Puerto Rico for the first time my sophomore year to play soccer, and I would end up going back after I graduated to play soccer again, but I wish that I had just gone there and gone to school with like my friends who I already knew.
Right.
Yeah.
And just gotten to know this like place where my family was from like a little bit better. But Spain was also very cool, and I don't think I would have like while I was there I went to like Italy and Ireland, and like
That's
I
what's
wouldn't
cool
have done
about
that.
Europe is that
Yeah.
you get to visit all of these places.
Yeah. So that was cool, and I appreciate the opportunity to do that while I was like in school.
Yeah.
But so while I was there, I was on a break from a relationship where we were allowed to like hook up with other people but no like serious dating. So I stuck to that, and I'm
Then
mostly
you
just...
met like a really sexy comedian,
No.
and you were like, you know what? I'm gonna close things up.
No, so I like took it to heart, and I like made out with boys at clubs. My hair was much blonder then, and that was like one guy. I was wearing my hair up in a bun, and he took my hair out of the bun so he could play with it, and I was like, are you kidding?
Wow.
And it was there are blonde people in Spain. Like that, I don't know what it was. It was something about having curly hair that was blonde.
It's the curly and the
People-
blonde, but it's also the way you look. When I was in China, like my little sister, we came over. Everyone just wanted to touch her curly hair. Yeah.
It was just the weirdest thing. So a guy took down my hair at a club, which was very funny. But I didn't make out with him, but I made out with other guys, and everyone had a beard. So I kept getting like, every time I would make out with someone, I would get like fucking rug burn on my chin.
That's
for
what I
making out
miss
with
about
them.
making out with guys. I really love like
That sounds
enjoy-
repulsive.
Really?
I love it. That's my favorite thing about
This was more than stubble.
Dude,
these were like big beards, but I kinda
Sometimes
liked it.
girls use those like face shavers.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
when
they'll have
their
stubble.
when their hair comes in, I'm
Yeah.
like, this is too much,
right.
and it's so much finer.
Yeah,
I think I'm just gay.
I think so.
Makeup? What? Is that Palestinian?
I'm sorry,
That was so good.
But so I like made out with a bunch of dudes. I made out with this guy at a club one night, and he like asked me to go to his car, and I regret not going because I found out later that like he knew my group of friends, so it wasn't this total stranger. But in the moment, I was just like, I can't die tonight. Like I'm not going to your car. And my friend was so funny afterwards. She was really drunk, and she came up to me and she goes, Kate, that dude is like 45. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, he has gray hair here and here. And I was like, dude, he has very cool lines shaved in to his hair. He is not gray. He has a cool, trendy haircut. But he was probably like 10 years older than I was. But so one thing that I did while I was there was I was going to be there for the feria, like the like spring festival time. And so I wanted to learn the like local dance so that I could like dance at the party. And my host mom lent me, oh God, I don't even know if I want to say that. I'm going to scratch that out.
Kate.
Okay, fine. My host mom lent me this beautiful dress that one of her daughters had worn to past years. And you can never wear the same dress twice, I guess. It's like a fucking faux pas.
Why would you ever? That's such a lovely thing that she did. Why would you ever not want that on the podcast?
Because there's bad news coming.
Did the daughter die? Because you wore her dress?
No.
Yeah.
No. Her daughters were grown, and she had like grandchildren who were teens. Like,
Oh my
going
god!
to those.
Okay.
And so
I'm excited.
So I learned the local dance. I went every week to learn new steps of the dance. I learned the whole thing.
What are we talking about here? Flamenco?
It's like a version of that, kind
Cool.
of like local
you
to
remember it?
Sevilla. I remember parts of it. There's this one extremely sexy part where you're walking like in a circle facing your partner, and you're like both have your hands up and you're going like this, and you're just kind of like twisting together. It feels like a very like movie moment, like the moment in the movie where like the prince and princess like finally kiss or whatever, or like
Okay.
or like the people who've kind of been like enemies finally like find out they're attracted to each other. You know
I'm
what
getting
saying?
anxiety.
So
thinking about
I've learned this whole thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking seduce a boy.
Why are you?
Oh
Listener,
my god!
Listener, Kate has
I
two
am
in the
fully
pink.
doing the
One
shocker.
in the stink up right now. Where the fuck is that? Is the pinky going in his pee hole? What? Dude, let me write into your therapist every week. Please. Please let me leave your therapist a voicemail. Hello, Dr. Cohen. I just have another Kate update.
I was talking about seducing a man, and I doing the pink one of this thing. Anyway,
What is this? Is this a thing? Why am I not getting it?
it's the like two in the vagina,
Oh,
one in the
yeah,
butthole.
Right.
Definitely
Not
verified.
relevant in this situation.
Can't do it to someone who has a penis. There's
But
not
you know,
enough
if
holes.
anyone can find a way, it's you.
Okay, so I was like, I'm gonna seduce a boy, and there was a couple different boys that I knew.
It should be in a
And-
textbook on Freudian slips. I love you, Kate. I love you.
Love you too.
Oh.
So I knew a couple of boys, and one of the boys I knew, we did like an intercambio kind of thing where I would speak in Spanish and he would speak in English so that we could both practice. And I think it's one of the stupidest things you can do because I can do that by myself in the mirror. What I need practice on is listening to native speak how they speak, and like I have trouble hearing too, so once it's Spanish, I just have that much more trouble, and that's what I needed to work on, but that was not what the setup was. And so he lived at like a military school, so we only ever got to hang out in the common room, and there was so many fucking rules. And so we finally met up with like our other friends at the festival, and the festival is hilarious because half of it is like such fancy like tents and horses and the most fancy dresses and outfits you've ever seen, and wonderful food, and like
So
very
definitely a
classy.
two in the pink, one in the stink situation.
And then the other half is like the jankiest carnival you've ever seen in your life. Like there was the pirate ship?
Yeah.
There was a pirate ship where at the end there were cages where you stand up with no fucking seatbelts or anything while you ride the pirate ship. Just an insane combination of like the most carny carnival you've ever seen and the fanciest fucking party you've ever been to.
Okay.
Hilarious combination. But so I link up with him and our other friend, and then this guy who's like visiting from Hungary or something, who's very tall and very hot, but he was almost like too tall that I was like, I'll never make it up there. Like I was like, I think I'll stick. I'd have to climb him to make a move. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think I'll stick to the guy who's like 5'4". That's much better. So we were doing the dance. I'm doing the dance, and he's like so surprised that I'm good at it, and we're drinking and we're dancing.
Got
And
your
then
dress on.
at the I got the dress on. At one sexy part of the dance that I mentioned, I just like looked him dead in the eyes while I was doing it, and he just grabbed me, kissed me, and goes, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
Whoa.
Wow.
And I was like, very good use of English, my friend. And so because we'd met each other in this context, we kept speaking in that context, me speaking in Spanish and him speaking in English for all of our interactions.
Yeah.
And so we're like walking along, and we can't go back to my place because I'm at a homestay. We can't go back to his place because of the military rules.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of like walking along, and then we just kind of like start making out in the dark of the streets. And we were making out, and I don't know what came over me, but I like
Kate.
grabbed his dick like over his pants because I thought it was sexy and hot. And then next thing I knew,
I like how you totally, it's sexy and hot.
yeah, next thing I knew, his dick was out of his pants.
Sure.
Like on the street. And I was like, oh my God. And I had this moment
This
where
is
I was
why-
like,
yeah.
I can either like put his dick back in his pants and be like, we're not doing this.
You could put your pinky in his dick.
Or I could just go with it, and it will be like a more fun situation. So I decided to go with it. And we continue me talking in Spanish and him talking in English, and he's taking fucking forever. And he like reaches up my dress, and I have my period, so I was like, no. And I tried to say that in Spanish, and that was a disaster because he was like, what? And then I had to be like, sangre, sangre, like just like blood. And so we were just making out, and I was like, give me a hand job. And what I'm trying to say to him is that it's been so long since I was with a man, but instead I just say like, it's been so long, like your dick is taking forever.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And so he's like, just a little bit longer. And I'm like, well, I'm doing it now. And it was like this whole confusion back and forth. And as we're like getting increasingly confused with what each other are saying, he just comes all over the fucking dress.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then so we like finish up, and
What color is the dress?
light pink. And so we finish up, and he like, puts his dick away or whatever. I didn't even look at it. I should have looked at it.
The
So
dick?
I don't even know if he was circumcised or not.
I don't think they are.
That's such a weird thing
I
to be
don't think so.
concerned about in this
Yeah.
moment.
I've only seen one other one that was circumcised. And so I would be curious. I think he probably wasn't circumcised, and I would have
But
liked
if
to
he's
see.
hard, you wouldn't be able to tell anyways, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I grabbed it, it was still soft.
Yeah.
Listener, write in. I don't know. Tell Kate about uncircumcised penises.
Do they circumcise in Spain? I don't think they do.
I don't think so either. Anyway, I just wish I had looked at. Part of what is erotic to me about dicks is looking at them, and I wish I had looked at it.
They're so ugly.
It's so funny that you're bisexual because you talk about straight sex like it's this. I love to look at the genitals. Penis?
Anyway.
I want to see one.
Anyway, he goes. So then in English we finish up, and he's excited. He's already excited about our next encounter. And he's like, "We're so gonna totally fuck in a park or something." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Well, we can't go back to your place, and we can't go back to mine. Impossible. It's gotta be a park." I was just like, "Oh my God."
Stoked about fucking in a park.
And then this is at the moment I was torn about whether this was shitty or whether this was amazing. But he immediately took out his phone and texted his friends that he got a hand job.
No, while you're there?
I was there.
Oh my God.
Like I know my
Two in the
Spanish wasn't.
stink immediately. Punishment.
He was like, "Yo con una americana," and I was like, "Okay." Like that's so funny that like I like came here being like, I'm gonna seduce like a Spanish boy, and then he's like, "I fucked an American's hand," and he was like,
Anyway, he's gay, bisexual now, and talks about this one girl that he.
What happened to the dress? I'm stressed about the dress.
I cleaned the dress. I went home, and I lived in the same building as this girl that I kind of had a crush on. And she helped me clean it off, and it was totally fine. And I wore it to.
What a
I wore it
bonding
the
moment.
next
What a
couple
lesbian
days.
bonding moment. This jackass came all over my dress.
That's
Great
my gay
story.
sex. Thank you.
So
Fabulous.
you felt bad wanting to say the story because of the cum on the dress?
Yeah.
The come on the dress is the best part. I'm holding in a thought.
Oh no, what is it?
It's not a Monica Lewinsky reference,
Oh.
but it's totally different. That's the assumed joke. Hack, I would never. I get the appeal of wanting to come all over things.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Same.
I don't know if I were a dude. I'd want to be respectful. But at the same time, I'm stopping. Okay. Anyway.
At the same time, I'd want 2 fingers in my butthole and 1 in my penis hole.
Great story. Really excellent. I'm so glad that you told that.
Do you speak
Gracias.
Spanish fluently?
I think by now I do. When I
Yeah.
went back to Puerto Rico, I had a much easier time.
After you learn hand job,
Yeah.
come on the dress.
How's your
period,
Spanish?
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. You've pretty much got the vocabulary to go to the supermarket.
When I went back to Puerto Rico in 2014, my teammates were so funny. They were like, "Wow, your Spanish is so better, but you did get a little fat." So I like to think I improved.
Does your family speak Spanish?
My grandfather does, which is why
Okay.
I wanted to learn. He moved here when he was young, so he speaks English as well. But
Okay.
I wanted to learn Spanish so that we could talk to each other. And he has, little songs that he says in Spanish and little sayings, and I just wanted to learn so that we could talk. And now we do.
I'm so
Whenever we
glad
see
that
each
you've
other.
talked about your Puerto Rican heritage. I'm just trying to make you uncomfortable.
You're so weird.
I know.
Anyway, my Puerto Rican grandfather
Yes.
taught himself how to ski at 20-something.
Oh,
And then
that's
taught me.
so good.
At 20 something. I was about to be like,
no, I
in
was
your
like
group?
30 something.
at 79.
Dude, he's in his early 80s. He's still skiing.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He got in shape early.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yes,
Is there-
the
that was
best
so
time.
fun.
Is there anything you want to plug? Your podcast.
So the podcast,
Comedians
BBC Comedians
versus the news.
Comedians
Comedians
versus
versus
the news.
news.
That's starting February 8th, and I think it's going to be a live. The first episode will be a live show, February 8th.
Oh,
But I don't
fun.
know where and what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We got the confirmation today.
in New York, though.
In New York, yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
go
So
follow.
fun.
Go follow.
Yeah, follow
Yeah.
the El-Salomans. That's my joint account with my wife at the El-Salomans, and then Eman El-Husseini, and she's Jess Solomon. I'm going to plug my wife too.
Yeah.
That sounds dirty
Yeah.
too. I'm going to plug my wife too. Right?
I hope I plug my wife on
Yes.
Friday.
I'm so excited. And Ashley, where are you going to be on Friday night?
Plugging my hot wife. Not touching her, just plugging.
Yeah.
Very carefully.
You can also follow our dog, Esther Hani El-Husseini.
Yeah.
Listener, once again, I'm touring over 30 cities. Don't miss when I come to your city. Go to ashleygavin.com or text TOUR to 877-497-0441. Text TOUR to that number. I will only email you or text you when I'm in your city. And I'm giving away 2 tickets in every city to people who sign up and 10 pieces of merch if you go and sign up right now. Oh, and of course the Patreon, where you already get free tickets because you're a patron. Patreon.com/WHGS. Okay, gay thought this week. I think we need a new flag. I've never been a big fan of the gay flag, and I know a lot of people say this, and I get it. Oh, the rainbow represents a spectrum, all different types of people, yada, yada. I think it's lame. Frankly, I think it's lame. And I think if we're going to try and get straight bros to experiment with one another, we need a flag that's a little more inviting to those guys. I don't know why that's my mission, but it is now. So submit, listener, draw in your gay flag submission. No pun intended there with the sub. Send me your gay flag sub to my Instagram @AshGabs and go follow Kate for fuck's sake, you piece of shit, @TheKateSisk.